And now we wait. Now we wait for the stream manager to say that I've started streaming. Oh yeah. Have I started streaming yet? Have I started streaming yet? Have I started streaming yet? Come on, Twitch. I think I've started streaming. Yes, I have. As of 20 seconds ago. Weird. How's it going, everyone? It's the start of yet another stream, and I'm being super weird. Let's so. Haha, I've got some like cool stuff now, like a starting soon source. Yeah. I guess. And now we go back. Boom. Where we're on our Unreal Engine once again. One thing I still haven't done is set up social stream, which I always forget to do. So I'm gonna activate that now. There we go. That just makes it so that any chats just straight up come up on the screen and everyone can see them in the VOD. Even in YouTube. Which actually, I should mention, I have slowly been uploading these stream, like the entire live stream to YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, hello there. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Please subscribe. I thought I may as well add. And I also saw that Sarah Wild, another one of Unreal Engine developers, recently followed to the channel. That was very nice. Thank you very much. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So I want to showcase some of the things I've been working on. So in the last stream, I think I was working on refining the grid system. That was pretty much done. And now I spent a little bit more time, and when I say a little bit, it's more like 4 hours in terms of refining the gameplay. So previously, what I was doing was I was just like straight away getting into the ship by pressing one button. It's F. Can't do that anymore. We'll see. We'll find out later on. So just as before, I can open the ramp and I can grab an object. Now, the grabbing logic has been like significantly made better. So look at how much smoother it is. That's so much smoother. It's because I've added some like root interpolation. Don't worry about it. That's the basic of it. And oh yeah, I forgot. I've messed around with some settings and everything is falling apart. Don't worry about it. I just need to go to BP_ship and I need to. What do I need to do? I need to simulate physics and disable that. Yeah. Okay. Another take. We do another take. Oh no! I removed the grid and forgot to put that back. Okay. The start of the stream has not been as smooth as expected. Whoops. But we can add the grid back. It's fine. It doesn't take very long. Boom and boom. And actually, we'll put it as to what it used to be, 2x6. Okay. I think it's fine now. Cool. It is 100% going to be colliding with the ship, but you know what? We will worry about that later. So, boom, I can step into the ship, and it snaps perfectly. I closed the ramp, and now, at the front of the ship, the plan is eventually I'll have like a seating area, you know, kind of like Star Citizen. And now I've got this piloting prompt, so I'm gonna press F, and now I can pilot and go into space. But I won't be going into space. What I will be doing instead is like turn. Damn it! Yeah, I'm gonna rotate 90 degrees, and we'll see why. Because this is the very cool bit. Now I can just press F again, and now I'm back inside the ship. Even though it is 90 degrees relative to the planet, and I can literally walk outside all the way up to the ramp and see the planet 90 degrees. That is insanely cool. It's like it's so cool. It's just really cool. And of course that just means that I've got like a local gravity system now, so I can just I can literally point to where I want the gravity to be. And so right now the gravity is relative to the ship because the character is inside the ship. As soon as I step outside the ramp though, oh no, I'm falling! I'm falling into the planet! No! Okay, that's the bit that I wanted to go through. Yeah, so the whole gameplay system, the game loop for packaging and hauling is coming out to be like, it's actually coming slowly getting there, which is really, really exciting to see. Essentially, oh, I forgot I forgot to remove one of the debug statements. Where is it? No, I'm not lonely though. Actually, I'm kind of lonely. Can you send friend? Send hug. I like hugs. So yeah, now let's see. I can jump in. Boom. It's in. Cool. Pilot. Let's go. Let's go. And let's turn upside down. Cool. Because I want to get out. I want to open the ramp and I want to chuck this box into the abyss. Bye. Oh, that's so funny. For some reason, just watching the box fall. And is it gonna eventually reach? Yeah, I think it's just too hard to see what's it's just a single pixel on the screen. But yeah, close the ramp. We can pilot again, of course, and off into space we go. So yeah, eventually the plan is to have more planets in this system, of course, and to have actually, why don't I just do that's not what? F11. Yeah, there we go. That looks so much cooler. Yeah, eventually the plan is to have multiple planets and even like some space stations. Again, I can't even think about how to model those things, but we'll get there eventually. But yeah, that is what I've got. And now in today's stream, as the title implies, I've been looking at this stupid planet for way too long. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very cool, right? It's still a full ass planet that you can traverse, but there's not really a whole lot going on. It's literally just a static mesh. A spherical static mesh that you can walk on, yes, and has a water texture on it, which is endlessly repeating. But today I want to try to make this planet a little bit more interesting, and start working on like the procedural generation system for the planet. And for that, I will completely go away from this level. I'm going to be creating a new level. Actually, what I'll do is duplicate this level essentially and call it L underscore planet generator. Planet generation? Because this is the level I'll be using for my planet generation, and then the idea is to use dynamic meshes. And then export those meshes as a static mesh, so they're not dynamic all the time because it's very resource intensive. Anyway, that's you'll see what I mean. So let's go to this level, and of course where nothing really changed. Interesting. That's because it's this yeah, I wouldn't really expect it to change because it's just a copy of planet underscore planet 2. Which, yeah, now that's confusing. So I'm just gonna go backups and place this old planet level here. Okay. Yeah, because that's just a deprecated world that I was testing on. So now we're at this planet generation level. Wait, why can't I move left? I swear I can't move. Okay, now I can move left. Cool. That was weird. Anyway, we can start deleting things that we don't need. So those objects we don't need. Ship, I think I will keep. Maybe I'll keep it in space. Just to like see what's going on, right? Like see how it's. Yeah, I'll keep the ship. Player start I will delete, and the dome I will keep because that's just the skybox. And now I will have to delete this planet backup, I think. Or rather, create a copy of it. Yes, that's better. So I want to find the asset. And I will delete it because I do actually have... when I was testing around with the game, I did actually create a dynamic mesh planet. But of course, it didn't really turn out super duper well. So what I'll be doing is deleting that. Actually, maybe don't delete it. Okay, I'm getting anxiety just thinking about deleting it. So backups, BP_planet, and move here. Bake planet, move here, and planet 1000. Actually, that 1000-kilometer one did not work out, so I'm just gonna delete it. Right, and this planet backup is my main planet blueprint. Planet blueprint. Okay, and I'm gonna duplicate it. Now we will call it BP_dynamic planet. And this is the one that we'll be placing in the world. Place it at the spawn condition, that the world origin. Am I just not getting any chat? I might not be seeing any chat. Hold on. Docs. Chat? No, that's just no one watching. Why am I opening VS Code? No WSL, go away. Yep, I am live indeed. And I will do a cheeky thing and post my Twitch on Rat's Discord. Self-promo. Watch me game the we. And I'm gonna put test. Cool. Everything works. So I don't have any viewers. Okay. We'll go to BP_planet and we'll make it the default scene room. Actually, I should really stop using my second screen so that everyone can see what I'm doing. Okay. So obviously the first thing I want to do is make this planet big, and it's gonna have an atmosphere height of 30 kilometers, I think. No, that's too much. 15, 10, 3. I think that was how high the other one was. Let me go to the other level very quickly and have a look. 6. Okay, the other one was 6. Cool. Let me see what the transition is like. This honestly looks more natural than 6. What I could do is get into my... No. So many things that are going wrong. I do not know what is going on here. Access none. Trying to read. Call actor of class. Okay. that was in third-person character. I think that was my new local gravity system kind of freaking out. Okay, let's try looking at the error logs again. Access none trying to read real property, get actor of class is not a U class. Not a U class. Set gravity source location graph, update location, update local gravity BP underscore third person character. But which is strange because my ship is clearly here. But my starting position is in the ship. Let me get player start and actually, can I add like a player start component? No. I'll have to place it manually. Or I could just auto-possess the ship. Auto-possess player 0. Let me place the Can I turn off the ship camera preview? That would be very nice. I don't know how to do that though. Unreal, turn off camera preview. At the click on perspective at the bottom, cinematic viewport. Camera. Viewport. Huh? Editor preferences. Search for camera. The UE5 camera preview checkbox. Okay, it's in the editor preferences. Preview selected cameras. Yeah, there we go. It's gone. Very nice. That's much nicer. And I will place the ship much closer to the planet. Actually, it's gonna take a century if I did that one by one. So I'm gonna go towards the planet. I will find the ship and just move it closer. Like that. Nope, that's a little too close, buddy. That's a little too close. Okay, that's better. I just want to see what the atmospheric transition looks like. At 3 kilometers atmospheric height. It's not the best, is it? Yeah, that's clearly not high enough. Even 6 kilometers is not high enough, to be honest. So we'll keep it at 6. And honestly, it could be way higher than that, but it looks weird. Okay, we'll keep it at 6 for now. Hey Jordan, how's it going? I'm doing game dev again. Fun stuff. Now, this planet is no longer an actor. It's a dynamic mesh actor. I think. Salmon mode. Hello, how's it going? New viewer. I'm working on a space game. Very cool. I've got a ship, which I modeled in Blender. It took me hours. I've got Niagara system thrusters, ship controls, local gravity. It's all working surprisingly nicely. The ship is jittering for some reason. I don't know. That doesn't happen normally. Oh, I think I know why. Because of the stupid grid. It's because of the stupid grid. How's your custom star season going? Not bad, actually. It's been going pretty good. Surprisingly good. For now, what I'll do is I'll disable the collision for no collision. And that should basically solve the bad movement. Yeah, there we go, it's solved. Actually, is it solved? No, it's not solved. What is happening? Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, I'll show you briefly. I showed this at the start of my stream, but I'll very briefly show you what I've got so far. So I can open a ramp of the ship. I can grab an object, super smooth. I can jump inside, whoop, snap it to the grid, close the ramp, and I can pilot, go to space, and I can even like stop midway, like turn 90 degrees, open the ramp, like start walking inside the ship again, and I'm now like 90 degrees relative to the planet. It's so cool. Things are working out very, very good. I can even grab this box and like just chuck it outside. There we go. Bye. Oh, that's so funny. And of course, I can just jump out as well. And I'll start falling towards the planet. No! Yeah, that's extremely cool. So things are actually progressing quite nicely. Now I'm working on the planet generation because the planet looks extremely boring. Physics are fun when you understand what Unreal Engine wants from you to make it happen. I know! My physics are so freaking annoying. It's both physics and collisions. I'm not a game dev by trade. Like, it's very hard for me to think from a game dev perspective because I'm a firmware developer. I do C and Python. Physics and collisions are hard for me to understand, so it's taken me so long to get to this point, and it's still not perfect in any way. Yeah. But you know, things are developing slowly but surely, and the thing is, like, you know kind of what you want in your head, right? Like, but in terms of actually getting it done, it's harder. So yeah. Anyway, now that I've got a dynamic mesh actor, I can start playing around with it a little bit more. So, what was it? Oh, maybe I need the generated dynamic mesh actor instead. Let's see, do I have the add sphere? No, I do not. I might need a generated. Just chucking that. Just checking that box randomly from space to planet will probably still land closer to Power than from Yodeler Hermes. Oh my goodness. That is so true. Okay, and can I add a add sphere now? Add draw sphere component. Was it this? No. Okay, I think I've completely forgotten what you're looking for. So I'm trying to create, like, recreate rather, a tutorial that I followed, but I completely forgot about all of it, essentially. So I want to convert my static mesh planet into a dynamic mesh, and I'm trying to add, like, math functions to it, which I've already got over here. So, a pen sphere box with collision. Oh, that's what I want to do. I should have started off from this point, but I can't if I can't remember what I'm doing, then there's no point in me starting off from something that I've done before, really. Why dynamic procedurally generating terrain? Exactly. Exactly. So right now I've only got like a blob. It's just a sphere. But I want procedurally generated terrain and like a more interesting looking planet really, which is why I'll be using geometry scripts and overlaying noise. Man, this looks like such horrible code. I should have tried to make this nicer. Okay, let's try going into the event graph, and that's setting the gravity on rebuild generated mesh. Okay. Cool, cool. We can start working with this. Class settings. Generated dynamic mesh actor. What is the difference between a generated dynamic mesh and a dynamic mesh actor? I could have sworn I literally just had it be a dynamic mesh. Yeah, okay. Event on... Okay, I don't have access to that event anymore. On rebuild generate mesh. Target is generated dynamic mesh actor. Okay, cool. So I do need just a dynamic mesh actor. Got it. Generated, I think, means made from nothing during runtime, whereas the one is based off an existing asset. Okay, that's good to know. Which means I do need the generated dynamic mesh actor. Thing is, though, the procedural generation is only for me to actually create the planet. So once I have the generated terrain, I can just save it off as a static mesh and use that in a normal blueprint. So I don't have a dynamic planet all the time, which I think makes sense. Mining trip in SC was a success. Awesome. That's very cool. What did you end up mining? Right. So it would be nice if I could have them like side by side. Can I not do that? I can do that. Nice. But now I can't see what's going on here. What? Okay. It's a random number. Oh right, it's not a random number. It's scaling the centimeter to kilometer. That's what it's doing. Because Unreal uses centimeters as its scale. Actually, thinking about it, update planet. Oh. Radius kilometer, ground height. Okay, let me just copy this entire section and place it in the dynamic line, because I think between these two, this create matching function in blueprint. I have radius kilometer. I do not have ground height. What is ground height? Is that the same as atmospheric height? I'm guessing it is. I'm just gonna plug that in. Boom. Okay, update planet. Set ground radius is... Oh man, so this is the confusing part, because there are some things I've dealt with before and there are some new things that I added on my own. And I can't really figure out how to make those two work together. It's the radius kilometer minus 1 is the ground radius. But maybe that's fine. Ground height is 100. Rubber ducket, yeah. I'll just have to talk to myself and to chat. Quack quack. Oh, that's so true. Okay, I mean, I could just copy ground height and I'll just do this verbatim for now. Because my atmosphere height is not the same as the ground height that I had before. Oh, I know what ground height is now. Right. It's essentially the offset for like mountains and stuff, I think. So how far up the new sphere box will spawn, essentially? I think I remember now. Yeah, I remember. Okay, so it's gonna create that with a base layer of something and something. Okay. Right, I didn't really make these into parameters. That makes sense. That's why there's like no values. Cool. We'll copy these for now. Randomize planet. Why is that boolean not plugged in? Oh boy. Okay, I'm pretty sure I know what's going on here. I just need to like make it nicer looking. Base layer magnitude goes here. And frequency goes here. So it's scaling the frequency by the radius and the magnitude, which of course makes sense. So I'm guessing atmosphere height is how far the center, while the ground height is really the planet radius at the point, or perhaps the delta that the point is displaced from by the default radius. Yeah, that second point is right. So ground height is oh boy, what's, I don't have Berlin C as my parameter. Cool, it's there now. Are you happy? Yes, you're happy. Right. Can I now get my content planet, dynamic planet? See, it's already got some stuff on it. Very cool. Level of detail epic could be moved because it has an attached child of detail level low. Fine, whatever. Right. So the radius of the planet is essentially the radius of the water level in kilometers, and the atmosphere height is like the actual extension to the atmosphere. So for example, if I make this my default values of 1006, that forms like a nice planet with a decent atmospheric level. Sorry. Oh man, I can't save it for planet of detail level epic cannot be removed because it has an attached child of detail level 0. What does that even mean? It's a good replacement for containing. Okay, I didn't really read that. I'll put that output log up 1 second. So I couldn't save. There's an asset check error due to planet of detail. Okay, so the it's saying the actor detail as epic could not be removed. Dynamic planet could not be removed because it has an attached child of detail level 0, which is what? Yeah, just okay. That's dynamic mesh component. Oh, I see. The atmosphere is should be a part of don't worry, I figured it out. The atmosphere should be a part of the root, not the actual static mesh, which is the water static mesh. Right, I'm gonna see Jordan's comment. I was mining an X for a new ore called Savrilium. I only mined 2 small asteroids, filled about a fifth of the ship up. After I filled it, I made 124k. That's pretty damn good. How long did that take? Cool. And now, I do have like a very bad material for the land. Can use a quad tree system to manage the LOD. That's a very those are some very funny words. Could you mind explaining that to me? I'm a beginner game dev. I don't know anything about. That's a lie. I know a few things, a very few things about game dev, but in general, I'm very new to Unreal and game dev in general. So please do enlighten me. Divide the planet into a grid with really big squares. Yeah, exactly. The planet, I think in my head, that's like chunking. And yes, I'll be chunking them. I'll be chunking the planet. So right now I've already got a base layer, a very nice looking base layer of divide those squares into smaller squares and those into smaller ones. Yeah. Exactly. But these mountains are looking quite low poly, and let me see. If I hide this make a full working game on this all before GTA 6, nah, man. Can I make it before GTA 6? It might be possible. Right. If I hide the underlying planet from view, you can see that it generates these like ups and downs. So I kind of have my mountains and like underwater sections, I suppose, because this quote-unquote planet is actually supposed to be the water layer in this case. So I might change the naming of this static mesh now. In here, water layer. And maybe I should really. Oh man, there are so many bad naming schemes that I've got here. Quad tree structure is exactly what you're looking for when you get to that point. I will keep that in mind. I'll have to make a note of that somewhere because I will forget. Where do I make a note? Yeah, I'm gonna make a note in my phone in my notes. One sec. Planet LOD quad tree system is used. Got it. Unreal Engine procedural planet LOD. Oh, damn. Yeah, sure. I mean, I didn't know that was a thing. Unreal Engine procedural. Procedural planet. LOD. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, the first video that comes up is from Code Like Me. Yeah, so that channel, I've been following pretty much all of his stuff. I'm very glad smart people already figured that stuff out. They have, yeah. So I just want to give a very big shout out to this guy. He's been like my lifeline in terms of this project, this mini project at least. So I've been following a lot of his videos because he's literally made playlists on starship systems. So like he's got a ship system, he's got a planet gravity system. Even though I didn't really end up using that solution, but yeah, like this is very cool. He's got even a runtime terrain generation. Very nice. I think I've watched some of their stuff before too. Yeah. Um, it's such a nice series of tutorials, and I am extremely grateful for that. But yeah, even with this tutorial, with this setup, I've been following in their footsteps. Cool. So let me try first of all to make this a little bit neater, because right now it looks like absolute garbage. Huh. How do I make this look neater? Actually, do you have salmon mode? I believe from your words I can tell that you're more experienced with this. Is there like any plugin that I can use which makes the code prettification a lot easier? Because I would very much like that. We'll just create like a local variable. Actually, can I do promote to local variable? There's marketplace plugins, I think. Got it, got it. I'll be on the lookout for those. Planet mesh. Or maybe Q when selecting nodes. Yeah, I do that, but sometimes it's a bit unreliable. Like well, when you select like more than like these two objects, it's sometimes in my brain it's hard to tell which of these objects will it'll align to. So yeah. I forget if it just straightens all of them in a row or tries to be fancier. So if you select one after the other, it will align based on the other. But if you somehow do it the opposite way around, it'll align the other way around. You can see what I meant. Even though that was the most confusing explanation ever. But yeah, I don't like it. It should be consistent. Set mesh. It's this thing. Cool. And then I can just, instead of dragging this node all the way across, I can just take this planet mesh and chuck it in there. Boom. I think C lets you group things in a comment box. Yeah, I know of that. I've done tutorials on Unreal before. Like Gorka Games, I've done a lot of tutorials from Gorka Games as well. Another channel that I've watched a lot. And I had to try very hard to escape the tutorial hell that everyone gets eventually and expectedly trapped in. Mostly work on C++. Thing is, I'm a C developer, and C++ kind of eludes me. I do want to learn it, definitely. It's not the most complicated, of course, because it's extremely similar to C in terms of syntax. It's just working with classes. It's not exactly like Python, but it's sort of like Python. So yeah, I'm familiar with that aspect as well. It's just, yeah, I guess I just haven't got enough. I haven't got enough familiarity just yet. Like, oh, I just want to straighten these two. Thank you. But yes, I do eventually want to work with C++ in Unreal. Oh man, this is horrible. If I'm setting the seed there, can't I just do that? Yes, I could. Why did I just do that before? And then I can just straighten these up. Get the Perlin seed once again. Plug it in there. Boom. Oh, you see what I mean? It's like the behavior is so unexpected with Q. I've been having a really good time with Rider. Visual Studio is a mess now. I don't know if Rider is it like cleaner IDE. I'm guessing. Rider IDE. Oh, from JetBrains, of course. I'm not a huge fan of JetBrains. I hate PyCharm with a passion. I just don't like PyCharm. I like VS Code way more. Is VS Code just so much better? The one thing that really annoys me is that PyCharm just does not allow you to do Jupyter notebooks for some reason. It's just without having of course, the professional subscription, which I don't want. I want free stuff. And VS Code has such a nice integration with Jupyter notebooks. But Rider actually functions? Damn, I would have to give that a shot then. Rider sounds interesting. And I can't believe it, I've got 6 viewers watching. This is the most viewers I've ever had watching me just literally make lines prettier. Madness. Okay, so I think this is the most amount of prettiness I'm gonna get out of this function. Okay, so I understand what this thing is doing, which is great. That's all we can ask for. Hey, I'm just being nosy looking at what people are working on. That's perfectly fine. How are you doing, Smitty 1989? Epic has official docs to set up Rider. Oh, very cool. Why did it change the name of the water layer? I'm very confused. Are you working on a project as well, Salmon and Smithy? Feel free to talk about your projects. Good, thanks. Hope it's all going well. It has admittedly just started, even though it's been 45 minutes into the stream. That's how it goes with game dev, right? But yeah, thankfully, I'd already done some of the work for dynamic planet generation. So it's slowly but surely getting there. But of course, there are lots of things to sort out here. But since you're here and since you're new, I will give you a brief overview of what I've got so far. So this is my world without a dynamic planet. I'm essentially making a Star Citizen-esque game / prototype. I don't know if this will be a full game yet, but I'm working on mechanics, if you know of Star Citizen. But essentially, I'm taking a lot of the package management and like cargo hauling systems from Star Citizen and putting this into this game. So you've got like you can manually toggle ramps and fly the ship. I'm all in Blender. I'm also new to Blender. So I'm new to Unreal and like 3D modeling. And also I followed a tutorial for the Niagara system engine thruster. I've got local gravity systems working so I can exit the ship, be inside the ship, and now the planet is like not straight, I guess. I can grab grab the object and like chuck it down, and I can also fall. Right, it's very fun. Basically taking inspirations from previously failed sci-fi games. Involves suits that fly, working on voxel responsive smoke system that's optimized to hell and back. Very cool. Yeah, the game is slowly shaping up. Thank you very much. Like the great thing about Unreal is even someone as inexperienced as me can make these things work if I know like the kind of behavior that I want. So, and like prototyping is so easy in Unreal. Now I want to figure out why the hell are my mountains so freaking low poly. And I think I know why. Because in my planetary generation, it's generating a step size of 50. Maybe I can increase that? Question mark? Yes. Okay, that actually worked out. Resolution to noise, you were absolutely right. I might make this into an like a system editable, not system editable, an editor editable variable, so I can dynamically modify that promoter variable and promoter variable. Actually, can I just not do vector make vector, or just create like a step vector? Make vector and split struct into resultant. Exactly, yes. And it's gonna truncate, but that's fine. Also, being a firmware developer, looking at floating points, like floats, just like gives me anxiety, honestly. For the longest time, I tried to avoid using floats for that very reason, but yeah, you just can't do that. Nice. What the hell just happened? Yeah, it's not, it needs to be 100, 100, 100. Yeah, there we go. We're back. And boom. Eye opening. Cool. So now I should be able to find planet step vector and start increasing the resolution. I have a feeling my PC is gonna chug the more I do this. Okay, so far so good. So far so good. It's hard to tell if that's enough resolution without a texture on it. Can I just do like... No, I can't see collision. Show... I don't know what to... Oh, that was a bit of a hitch. It won't matter once you do quadric stuff. Yeah, you're right. It only matters right now while I'm rendering the entire planet at once. But the editor still seems smooth, so I guess we can keep on going. 300. 300. And 300? Okay, so far, so good. This editor is very smooth still. Also, the generation is getting quite wacky. Okay. I'm gonna bump it up to 500 now. Oh boy, let's go. I think this is the part where it's chugging. No, we're still good. We're still good. I'm surprised it's still working, honestly. Great. So let me have a quick look with my ship. Never mind, it's not working. Look at how laggy that is. Yeah. Let's get to the ground level. Yeah, it's just very laggy. But it's starting to look a little bit better than just like a flat planet, which is nice. Oh, okay then. That's a little bit of a problem. I think I can close this. I might have got everything I wanted from here, but maybe not. We'll check it out later. Okay, so I wonder if I should just make this into a function, because this is a little bit untidy right now. Planetary Berlin, that's already a function, right? Okay, we'll keep it like this for now. It comes up with a simple collision, which I'm guessing I need to set collision for the mesh. I'll be looking, have fun. See you around, well, they're perfectly fine. You can look as much as you want. Thank you so much, Smithy, for joining. Good luck with your projects if you're working on anything. Set collision. Simple collision of dynamic mesh component. I don't know actually. Well, that compile just took very long. We can have a look to see what it's doing. Interesting. So, for some reason, my underlying sphere is using complex collision, which is not good. And the generated sphere doesn't really have any collision. Primitive options. Can you just go back to what? Yeah, thank you. I didn't want to say that. But maybe I did actually. What is this? Polygroup mode, flip orientation. I don't think I need to mess with this. Ooh, I'm a bit hesitant to use complex collisions, but maybe I'll have to. Planetary at append sphere box with collision. Target. How do I add this collision to the water layer? Can I do add collision? No, collision. Set static mesh collision from component. No, that's not quite right. Oh boy, that compile time. It's chugging. Can I, you can probably get away with them for now if you just want to walk around as broker to broker. Calculating collisions on that is crazy expensive. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. It's already chugging, right? Yeah, I can leave it like this for now. Interesting. So, I have just noticed there was some weird jagged edges right at the edge, but I'm guessing that's because of Z fighting or something with the two mesh overlapping with each other. But for now, I have a feeling this is pretty high res. Of course, the only way for me to find out is if I have like a texture on it. So, is there like a basic ground texture that I can use? Ground moss? Sure. So, let me go to my material. And ground in all. And of course, I'll probably need to scale UVs like a lot. That looks trash. Also looks so yellow. What the hell? Okay. I forgot how to scale UVs. Oh no. Is it texture coordinate? It's UV tiling? Can I really should make this a material instance, right? Is it lowering the value? No, it's the other way. It's the other way. 50. I can tell you that the quadtree approach, if you go for it, treat it like landscape. Essentially, would just rely on calculating distance from the center of the planet At that point of the surface, after adjusting for the deformation, which is very cheap. Okay, I am going to screenshot that and save it for my reference. There we go. Can we save it, please? Oh, it's already saved because it's Windows, of course. Quad tree approach. If you treat it like landscape, essentially, we'll just rely on calculating distance from the center of the planet at that point on the surface. Yeah, okay. That is very intriguing. I think for now that is fine. Honestly, I should put my ship even closer because right now it's such a slog to see what is happening. I need to be closer to the planet. And then where is the ship? Now I can just do boop. Cool. I think that is high res enough for now. But it's also really low frame rate. It works because landscapes don't have cresting, so there's nothing to account for. It's literally just what's the rate of the sphere at this point? Am I greater than that far away from the center? Okay. What's the radius of the sphere at this point? Am I greater than that far away from the center? So tell me, how does it actually occlude? So is it essentially that's a little bit hard for me to wrap my head around. Is it essentially drawing a sphere and occluding everything outside of that? For the visuals, more like for the LODs, I wanted to ask, because again, these are systems I'm not really familiar with, so I'm very. It would be nice for me to learn, I guess, now because I'm already starting to get into frame rate issues. Although that could just be because of the dynamic mesh actor. That is true. Maybe if I make this into a static mesh, it'll be much better. But yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that resolution. One thing is that these slopes are still quite unnatural. So for visuals, GPU is sampling the mesh with Z distance culling magic. Okay. Also, just wanted to mention, I've got 7 viewers. That's insane. Once again, I've never had this many viewers on Twitch before, so hello everyone. Say hi in chat. If you're a game dev, tell me about what game you're working on. I would love to know. Okay, so I have this terrain right now, but it kind of looks trash because it slopes up too sharply, or the height is a little bit too dramatic. I kind of want areas with there are flatter areas and like areas which are higher than the others. Does that make sense? So I want to try implementing that. For the CPU, it has to do special stuff to figure out if you're touching it, which is why we need simple collision. Simple sphere collision is literally just calculating distance to the center and comparing against radius. Oh, I think that makes sense to me now. Yes. For LODs, you'd use quad trees, which are good for both the GPU visuals and CPU physics stuff. Right. I think I'll have to have a proper look at what these quad trees are. Quad tree procedural planet mesh. Oh my goodness, that's like an actual video for that? Wow. That is awesome. There's literally a video for this exact thing. Oh, the mic is really bad though. I'll watch that later. Basically, faraway things have simpler meshes, so physics is easier. Yep, okay. But you'd cut out chunks of the sphere mesh to replace with higher resolution things. Yes. Yes, correct. Oh wait, is this how No Man's Sky's procedure, like LODs work in terms of planet generation? Because it kind of has that effect, doesn't it? When I don't know if you've played No Man's Sky, but it's a solved problem, solved very well, so no need to reinvent the wheel. Okay, I get it. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you very much. So if I reduce... Oh boy, it's chugging. If I reduce the base layer magnitude, suddenly my mountains are not as mountainous anymore. And I've got more land. But that is fine, because that means I've got gentler slopes. Like, the land looks like land, ladies and gentlemen. This is much better. Okay. I like this way more. I like this way more. So of course now the idea is to overlay a whole bunch of procedural noise on top of each other. Although, what I don't like is that the water's kind of sparse. I want to have larger water bodies. It's how countless things work. LODs in general use it. For example, Unreal Engine uses a quad tree when doing line traces to figure out which models it needs to factor in. Then which parts of those models. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I didn't know about that. That's very cool. I use line traces for a lot of things, but I didn't really know exactly how they worked. So knowing the underlying framework of how things work is very, very good to learn. I want to promote this to a variable and name it something which is less confusing, and also make it editable so I can test around with the parameters. Ground, no, I won't be calling it ground height. I already have a variable called ground height. What was it? Perlin amplitude. For me, that's clear. Promote to variable. Even a special kind of form of them for voxels. I did consider voxels for the planet in the beginning, because there are way more tutorials for voxels, but of course you need the voxel plugin, and I'm not paying 300 quid for freaking just a plugin. It may be very useful, but I'm not paying money right at this stage where I'm not exactly expecting monetary compensation for this project. It's pretty much in prototype stage only for now. Which is why dynamic meshes it is. And also, in my game, I don't really need like 3-dimensional information for my voxel. for my planet, so I don't need like terrain manipulation for this game, which is why I guess voxels would not really be suitable anywhere. I roll my own voxel system for my responsive smoke. That is so cool. Yeah, I need to learn how to do all those things. How do you actually? I know it's probably way too hard to describe, but in simple words, how would you go about implementing something like that in C++? Like, what would I need to consider to actually work with voxels? Because in my simple C world, I can't fathom that, if that makes sense. Perlin frequency and Perlin amplitude. Cool. Actually, why don't we just call it like, not Earth. Ooh. Because I want to separate several layers of Perlin noise. Planetary, planet Perlin frequency. No, that's not it. Plane? No. Think of chord trees. I do something similar by chunking up the world into discrete deterministic chunks that are 64 by 64 by 64 voxels each. Okay. I'm thinking Minecraft in my head. The chunks don't exist until something is interested in that space. Yeah. That makes sense to me. It's like how chunk loading works with Minecraft. Okay. Now that I have these parameters, do I have it? No, I don't have the frequency instance editable. I can kind of mess around with the base layer of what I want the planet to look like, and then I can start adding more noise. Let's see. Perlin amplitude and Perlin frequency is 2000 right now. How about I decrease the frequency even more by like 10 times? It looks like a freaking tennis ball. What? Oh, that's an interesting looking pattern. Yeah, reducing it by 10 times is not the way. But for me, I scan the space using various collision checks to determine which voxels are blocking it, that is, in their inside stuff. Then I have 4096 UN64s that work as the blocking mask for each chunk. Right. Okay. I see. Let me do some math. 64 by 64. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So, okay. I mean, that's a pretty efficient system for sure, because you're using bit masks instead of like arrays or something. Bingo. Right, yeah. I have a big pool of scratch spaces that I swap in and swap in and out as needed, so I can clean them when not in use. Scratch spaces. What do you mean by scratch spaces specifically? Bitwise operations are ultra cheap, work well with sim. Oh man, like bitwise operations are my bread and butter because, well, I'm an embedded dev, of course. You have to be efficient, otherwise the code is just, yeah, it ain't gonna run on a tiny ass chip with kilobytes of RAM. So the end goal I have for this project is to try avoid using nanite and lumen at all costs. Like, I'm using Lumen right now for the lighting because it's easy to develop on. But I want this game in the end to run at 4K 120 FPS on my 5070 Ti. Like, that's the end goal at least. I have 256 chunks in quotes that are pre-allocated. Each one has all the space I need to store what voxels are blocking and which are filled by smoke. Nice. That is very cool. So, what if I reduce it by 3 times? Okay. And reduce... Huh. That just covered the entire planet. There are these weird, like... There's some weird stuff going on with the Berlin noise. Oh, is the Berlin noise not high resolution enough or something? I don't think I can control... What does apply along normal do? I can't see it making any difference at all. Yeah, in my eyes that made no difference. Where are my variables, bro? There they are. So what I will do... The optimize to hell and back part, though, is way more complicated. It's about how the smoke spreads out throughout that space while smoke grenades emitted, and how to make sure they don't interfere with existing smoke. Oh yeah, that's true. Right. Oh man, that's so complicated to think about. That is extremely cool. Do you make streams or like any videos on this project? Because I would love to see what you're working on as well. It could be quite the learning experience in the end. So this could be the default value. Right, I've got my defaults. Can I apply selection? Right. Go back to update. No. Event graph. Planetary Berlin. Can I essentially add another layer of the Berlin? Except we will try using 2000, not 2020 by whatever that number was. I'm looking at the wrong blueprint. I really should close that, but I want to keep it there just in case. Just as while a smoke grenade is doing its initial release, it's invulnerable and can't be pushed. Also can't push others spreading smoke grenade smoke. But smoke from existing grenades that are done spreading can be pushed. And the hard part is that to emulate actual physics like a fluid simulation. Right, yes. I don't stream but might eventually. That sounds like such a cool project. I would really like to see what you like how it pans out. Right. Applying a second layer of noise. I mean, did that do something? I honestly cannot tell. I think it did. I really think it did. So far, I've got it down to 4 milliseconds per iteration as 4 grenades each put out 100,000 voxels of smoke. What? That's crazy. And 4 milliseconds is what? Like, it's 240 hertz roughly, isn't it? Wow. That's very impressive. I'm looking at the wrong blueprint again. What I want to do is add like a... Add second Berlin. No, not Berlin. Berlin. And make it a boolean that is instance editable. And we're gonna get this, we're gonna branch. So now I can see the effects of the second Berlin noise in real time. Whoa, that is such a big difference. Oh my goodness. That's the peak. Median is almost consistently below 1. Wow. That is incredibly efficient. That's amazing. Yeah, so adding more layers of Berlin noise does start making a better looking planet. However, this is still not controllable enough for my liking. Like, I want to be able to tweak like the planet a little bit better, if that makes sense. Like, right now I'm kind of at the mercy of the algorithm to do it for me. So maybe eventually in the future I'll have more control parameters and to guide the generation my way. But yeah, it's starting to look kind of nice. What I'm intrigued to know about is if the order of the Berlin noise matters. So I am essentially going to detach these and move them around to see what exactly happens if I generate the larger Berlin noise first and then the smaller one. Okay, so this is now the secret is using 100 megabytes of pre-allocated memory with pre-calculated math for the fluid simulation. I mean, that's just very smart. It's just a smart use of RAM, isn't it? Because I would have liked to say that RAM is cheap, but especially 100 megabytes, but we both know that statement is not true. So yeah. But yeah, 100 megabytes of RAM is good. It's still a good use of memory. You are the missing link. Goodbye. Stop selling cat. Forget about Nightbot. Why is Nightbot so hellbent on caps? Just give me a second. I'll teach him a good lesson that he will not forget. Chat moderation. Excess caps is disabled. Excess emotes is disabled. Links. This allows you to time out and whitelist links. Links are... maybe keep that on. Fine. It's like 10-year-old DDR4 memory too. Yes. Thing is, even that is expensive. Ah, that's what it's like to live in an AI world. Right, so I have a feeling it doesn't actually matter what the order of the Berlin noise is. Your plan is looking very good, very fast. I think the quad tree will get nuanced the closer you get. Yes, I agree as well. I'm starting to believe in this idea for sure. I will have a look at this video because I've got this where did it go? There it is. I've got this tabbed. The quad tree procedural planet mesh. and I'll try to see how to implement something like this. Ooh, apparently they also stream. Interesting. But yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. Since the order of the planet Berlin noise does not matter, I can start thinking about adding more layers to it. Every time I do undo. Oh, it's for UE5 as well. Yeah, you're right. Let me rename these because this is base Berlin amplitude. I think I should create a vector 2D for this just to make it nice and tidy. Noise manipulation, welcome to the fun part. Yeah. Right now it's just going to be like messing around with values and like seeing what works, I guess. Base Berlin parameters. And I can make this a vector 2D. Can I give a name to each axis actually? Oh, I cannot though, can I? I mean, I could just create a custom class for this. I'm very confused why it doesn't actually... Which axes? So, I want to rename the X and Y to amplitude and frequency for the Berlin amplitudes and frequency. But it seems like Vector 2D does not actually allow me to do that. Is this too zoomed out? Should I zoom in? I am on a 4K monitor / TV, I guess. 1.2. That should be a little bit better. Oh yeah, you got it then. Yeah, doesn't seem like I can actually change the X and Y names. Just gotta wrap it. Just gotta wrap it. Just gotta wrap it. I don't know what that means. I know what it means, like, in terms of wrapping it. I just need to inherit, like, yeah. Inherit it and maybe have a different objects. Yeah, things like that. But I don't know how to do this in Unreal with blueprints. Is it blueprint class? Vector 2D? I can't inherit from Vector 2D. Wait, blueprint class is not right, is it? These are like... Can I add a new type? No. Oh wait, where are you? Like, in terms of location? I'm at home. Sorry, I have a tiny screen. Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I am in the content browser and I'm trying to search for potential ways of adding a new type. Where's the X and Y? It's here. On the left. And doesn't seem like I can rename that. Left. Left? I do not know what that means. I meant on the right. It's on the right side of the screen. Config variable. I mean, can I create a custom class in Blueprints? Create Unreal, create custom type? Add a custom object type. I don't. Oh, you can, but it's way too complicated. I'm not going through that. Just take them as parameters slash variables, then drag the texture guy into the blueprint to get the reference for it. You should be able to set those parameters using the variables. Yeah, but what I want to do is rename it to be amplitude and frequency, which doesn't seem like I can. So I'll keep them as floats for now, separately. And maybe just no way, I can't reorder it? No. Okay. Add second Boolean. Maybe add another Boolean. Add third Boolean. Just to see how things change, because yeah. Let's see. And now I can add another planetary Boolean. You want to rename them so you know what you're referring to while leveraging the texture object. Exactly. Absolutely right. And the only way I can think of doing that is by having a custom class, but I can't really do that in Blueprints, can I? I'll have to touch C++ code for that, which is fine, but again, I don't know how to do that in C++ either. Like, I know how to create a custom class in C++. It's probably the same as Python. But I thought you were looking for outside the blueprint. No. I wanted to create my own variable type. Change variable type. No, not that. Like how we've got floats. I wanted to have like a one with amplitude and frequency instead of X and Y. Which I could have like this game. Okay, I'm gonna do something really controversial here and ask Perplexity, because Google is not answering my queries. It's the only time I use AI for asking things that are hard to find out about and hard to word. In Unreal Engine, can you create a new variable type? Example, vector 2D with amplitude and frequency. To be used with blueprints. What is Perplexity going to say? In the content browser, add blueprints and structure. Wow, that was that easy. You can just create structures. S underscore. I'm not gonna call it S underscore anything. Berlin parameters. Actually, and I'm not gonna place it in the planet. Of course, for obvious reasons. Can I just create a new one called variables? Or type def. Where did my go? There we go. And I can go to this and delete it. Boom. Yes. And first member value is amplitude. It's a float. Wait. I can't see a plus icon. How do I add more? Editable? Okay, Perplexity, help me. Wait. Is it vector 2D? No, that still doesn't help me. Or two floats, amplitude X and amplitude Y. Yes, that's what I wanted to do. But how do I add another one? I can't see a plus icon anywhere. Straight up from the blue icon on my name. Like... I'm so sorry. I'm so stupid. Thank you very much. It's because I have this, like, massive screen. Definitely first world issues. Tooltip. This object contains the parameters used for scaling Berlin noise. Scale the amplitude of the Berlin noise. This typically affects... No, this affects height of the generated noise. Scale the frequency. I can just copy that. No worries, it happened to me too. I was thinking it would be below the existing stuff. I thought it would be like right on the side, like it is with, I don't know, like input mapping. They've got plus icons on the side, but yeah, very inconsistent. I'm gonna blame Unreal for that, not on my own stupidity and my blindness. Scale the frequency of the Berlin noise. This affects the spread of the terrain of the generated noise. I think that makes sense. And I can make a new variable called base Berlin parameters. And I don't like spaces. Hello, Berlin parameters. There we go. Instance editable. I'm with the freaking wrong blueprint once again. Did I put it in the wrong blueprint? I did put it in the wrong. I mean, it can stay there. It's fine. I kind of want to keep these default values. $2,000 and base frequency. So I learned a new thing in Unreal today, which I'm very happy about. You can create custom structures. Which sounds very obvious now that I say it out loud, but yeah. Of course you can create custom structures. It's a freaking game engine. Let's create some new Perlin parameters. So this one, secondary, or oh wait, I can do something like primary Perlin amp. No, delete those. I don't need them anymore. Primary Perlin parameters, PPP. Can I create a copy of this? Yes, I can. Secondary Perlin parameters. Actually, this is redundant naming because they're already, the variable name is already Perlin parameters. Secondary params. Primary params. Like the variable name already tells me that it's like Perlin parameters. What is going on here? For the secondary parameters, I do want to copy all of this. And then we can have tertiary parameters as well. Cool. Tertiary parameters. I do know how to spell that word. I am so smart. No, the other way around, please. Thank you. Okay, now I'm gonna mess around with the wait a second, I could just add a boolean within I'm so stupid. I can just go to Perlin parameters, add a boolean for enabled, and now I can just enable them from editable. Enable the Perlin parameter. So I don't need to create more booleans for the others. And put it at the top because, well, boolean should be at the top. So I want the primary param to be always, to always spawn. So let me just remove that branch condition, go in. What the hell happened to my target mesh? I'll just, whoops. Reroute target mesh. I really should make that into a local variable because it's getting messy. Okay, so let's go back to planet generation. It doesn't look very different, does it? And dynamic planet. Cool. Add secondary. I didn't expose them to editor. One sec. I did. What? Nani? They are here. Okay, enabled. And enable. Right. I kind of want to have lower frequency with this. So, okay, I'm getting more water bodies, which is nice. That's the intention that I had. So, I'll make it a little bit. I'll make these names a bit more specific later on. $200. What happens if I make it really, really low? I like trains. Hey Jason, how's it going? Oh, get that emote out of here. I did not give you permission to put that emote in. I will have Nightbot like smite you for that. I'm just kidding. Okay, I mean that's kind of interesting looking as well. So, like an island layer perhaps? The thing that I don't really like is I don't have a lot of water going. I want to have like larger pools of water. And it's hard for me to think how to make that happen. I might have to lower the ground height somewhat, like 90. So now there's more water. 40? $100. It honestly doesn't look very different, does it? Put it at 1. That would be very obvious. Okay, so there are more islands with 1. That's kind of the look I'm going for. Yeah. And then I want the connected lands to be a little bit more connected. So for the base layer, I can make the frequency a little bit lower. And then more frequencies can be added. Oh wait, no. It literally, the order doesn't matter. We already established this. So I can change the parameters however I want. I think that's already looking way better. I just had to reduce the ground height. No, that's too fragmented now. Okay, I think the next few minutes are just gonna be me like messing around with values. A lower amplitude means larger landmass. You can always use more layers. You are correct. You are absolutely correct. And I don't need to keep adding this. I could just make this into a function, right? Lower S bars to filter for mountains / oceans. Yes, you're correct. Yes. Lower, a lower frequency. Sorry. Yes, a higher amplitude, low frequency. High amplitude, low frequency for mountains. And for oceans, it's going to be low frequency and low amplitude. Yeah, so I might make these params a little bit more specific to their purpose. Can I just reduce this by 10 times? See what happens. Not a good improvement, I would say. Did you already account for the seams? What seams? Seams? To make the noise feed into itself. To make the noise feed into itself? Oh, wait, you're right. Because currently, the noise isn't additive? Wait, no, it is. Is it? I think it is additive. Seems like it doesn't matter here. Hopefully it doesn't, because I still don't fully understand the noise feeding into itself. The edges of the 2D image would normally look like a sharp line. Yeah, it doesn't here, at least. What if my dark lighting is hiding like a really, really bad... The dark side... Don't look at the dark side of the planet. Just don't. It's not... No. We're not looking at the dark side of the planet. It's not happening. Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. It looks fine. Yeah, it looks fine. No seams to worry about. It's easy to account for it if it shows up. You just gotta do a multiplication trick. Got it. I'm gonna reset the lighting because I liked how it was before. Right, let's have a brief look at how our terrain is looking. So that makes it tiling. Oh, I see. So essentially the noise pattern is like repeating over itself. Looks good. Yeah, I think currently we still have too much water because in real life there's not this much water separated by landmass. There still need to be larger chunks of landmass and of course mountains and stuff. Which I might add like a mountain layer as well. But before that, this is getting a little bit messy. So I want to just make this all into collapse to function. And this one is called, can I pass by reference? Pacific covers half the planet. That is true. Yes. So that's what I mean. There's a large gap between water bodies and land masses. If you consider the real world as an example. So this, for example, I'm from the UK, by the way. Hello. There's way more water compared to land masses, and the land masses are joined, kind of conjoined together. So I want to have land. It is odd that it's literally half the Y. It's literally half though. You mean in the in like the project? Oh yeah, you're right. No, the Pacific. You mean it's exactly half? Yeah, that is quite odd. Like a contiguous half of the planet. Wow, yeah, that is very interesting actually. Did not know about that once again. I love that word, contiguous. I only learned of it because, well, of course, I'm a firmware dev, and contiguous memory blocks are a thing. Why is it feeding target mesh twice? I'm so confused. And instead of new function, it's going to be where? I don't know what that question means. I'm just editing the function name, making it passing it twice. Oh right. Within the event graph, I created a new function to collapse all of the Berlin noise generation, and it just had like 2 different pins for the same target mesh. And I want to pass by reference, pretty please. And it's not a const, because we will be modifying it. Oh, weird. Yeah. So this is going to be apply Berlin to planet. Berlin params to planet. Cool. So essentially, I want to check if an array of Berlin params is something that can be modified. Berlin params. Within the editor, so can I keep adding more elements to the array? Is what I want to check. Hello? I can't even see it. Oh, because I didn't expose it. Whoops. Okay, I can keep adding it. And oh yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for. Great. So now I can put an array of Berlin parameters and keep naming them different things, I think. Is that true? Oh, my music ran out. Damn it. Cool. It's been 2 hours already? Damn. But I cannot name these individual parameters. Which I think it does matter because I was thinking of putting it in a for each loop and just being done with it. Because ideally I want to know like what the name of the parameter is. So what I can do actually, something that's I can do very easily, is go into the type def Berlin. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna do. I can put name string and put it right at the top, enabled. Tooltip, the name of the Berlin parameter. Wait, what happened to my planet? Wait, what? I'm so confused. What just happened? Huh? Some weird stuff just happened, and I have no idea why. Can I undo a little bit? Nothing seems to be fixing it. Okay, fine. It might be just like a visual thing. I hope. Wait, why am I back to this world? What? Okay, right, we're back. I'm so confused. What just happened? What? Okay, well, let's continue. And we can delete all of this because really, all I need to do is Berlin. It's already called Berlin parameters. What should I call it? Oh man, variable names are so hard. Planet generation params. And I can just go for each. For each. Berlin parameter. You split struct bin. Set the base name, base layer magnitude and frequency. And on completed, I mean it'll automatically return. So can I promote this to local variable? Planet mesh. Just so I don't have to reroute. Cool. So for oh wait. I forgot one thing. I need to put an enabled branch. And can we please straighten this? Thank you very much. Cool. The one thing that I've done, which is very stupid, is that I have now completely lost my previous values. But I think I remember what they were. Landmass. Enabled. Amplitude. I think I've got it on Windows V. Yeah, there we go. Then this was islands, maybe? Uh, 2000, and it was like 0.001. I don't know what that last one was. They also don't have to be applied linearly. Oh my goodness, you're right. I can just call it once. I can just like keep like adding the wait, is that correct? I can just keep adding. No. Is it? When you say you don't, they have to be applied linearly, do you mean like sequentially? So the sequence of the application doesn't matter. Here's my continents, and where they're not is where my oceans are. Right? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Oh, but I can't think of a logic for that. Here's my islands. I only want the ones that line up with my oceans. You're right. They don't have to be. Right. So essentially, I could have generation rules. So, like, near a water body, there has to be some islands. Here's the mountains. I only want the ones that line up with my continents. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. So I need to think about generation rules as well. You know what? That's another note that I need to make. Think about generation rules. Example. Mountains in the middle of continents, or like continent boundaries or something like that, because, well, that's realistic generation, I suppose. Continents where my continents are, water isn't. Islands on the shore, on the transition point, I guess, between. So almost like I could have biomes. Transition point between continents and oceans. Yeah, things like that. That's a good idea. I don't know how to implement it yet, but I agree. It's a very good idea. I forgot what this one was supposed to be. You know what? Let's try mountains. The planet is looking pretty nice. I want to try mountains. Rivers, valleys, batting on major masts to keep things safely in bound, planning to swim between them. Yes, 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 yes. That's like future goals though. Oh my goodness. I can't even think about implementing that right now. Basic binary masks. Dude, agreed. Yeah. Let's try mountains. So we want very high amplitude. Like 20,000. And low frequency. Oh my goodness! Whoa! Look at that! That's already looking like an actual planet. I didn't even put any frequency data in. That's very high frequency though, isn't it? Oh. Then you can also probably use those maps for snowy peaks, volcanoes. Yeah, it depends on how detailed I want to go with the planet, right? That sounds like a lot of detail. Right, that is interesting. It's still like a whole lot more land compared to water. But that's the thing, it's only 12 masks. Ultra cheap, yeah, you're absolutely right. What if I increase the amplitude even more? I'm not getting the kind of effect that I want. Is it because my ground height is too low? Oh, wait a second. What if the Perlin parameters also had a ground height? So for each of the generated... No, that's not quite right though, is it? Because my ground height is determined at the very beginning. Continent versus ocean pass. Yeah. Exactly. But wouldn't that mean adding more spheres? Because this is just adding one sphere and then it's adding Perlin noise on top of that. There's things you can do to get more globby peaks in the noise that stick together. Okay. I wonder how to do that. Is it apply along normal? I still don't know what that means. That did not seem to fix my problem. But it did make the generation a bit more yeah, it's still pretty it still looks exactly the same. Oh, wait a second. I'm an idiot. This is not even enabled. Okay. I see. Can we please disable that, please? Can you please disable? Okay, thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was so funny. Oh no. It's just that every single time I press save, it was changing the seed of the planet, which is why I thought it did something, but it did not. It was a lie. Okay. That's made things a little bit worse. Less interesting. But maybe I just need to reduce the frequency of this. There's your continent pass. Yeah, you're right. What? Lamp and snap to make hard masks. Oh yes, that's true. Yes, yes. So basically, we like truncating. If that was my continent pass, that should be under landmass though, is right? Oh, that looks bizarre. And then you can multiply to filter. Think forcing the color values of the noise into extremes for ones and zeros. Right, yes. So you can isolate regions and apply certain like noise parameters to that particular region based on the mask value. Very cool. Again, in theory, I'm gonna take a note of that as well because that's a very good idea. In order to do this, we take a mask of different parcels, continents, mountains, oceans, and so on, and apply certain Berlin noise only to those masks using multiply. So you can have essentially different layers of bit masks. And when you multiply the noise pattern with that, well, then it doesn't matter if they do stuff in others. Yes, yes, this is my domain now. You're absolutely right. Oh, I can work with that. But the thing is, you need to represent the planet mesh as like a flattened plane, like a UV almost. An unwrapped UV. And then treat it like that as well. That's what the noise is already. Oh, damn, yes. Yeah, you're right. It's literally a 2D image. Yeah. Okay, I can think the image is forming in my head now. That is very good. Yeah, thank you so much once again. You can go into material stuff and see if it is visualized. Yeah. I believe it is. Might even be able to do it in the blueprint. What is it? But yeah, I believe it is. And oh man, I might be mixing it up with Blender. No, I believe no. I'm pretty sure you can. You can create m underscore noise mask. So like add like Berlin. No, you just need to search for a Berlin texture. And then, how do I actually implement bit masks? Just an integer. Clamp. No. Truncate. Round and multiply. Yeah, you're right. Round. Wait, what? Okay, so we just have one right now. Or 65535. Oh man, I need to do it the other way around because it automatically converts it into floats. Or is it? No. Wait. Is this Oblivion music? I don't know actually. Let me see. It's Wail of the Quiet Heart, fantasy Celtic ambience. I just like fantasy music. Or is it? That's not quite right, I think. Oh wait, no, it is right. Look at that. It isolated this part of the mask. Yeah, that clearly works. That is so cool. That is extremely cool. Of course, this is only like a single bit mask technically, right? I'll think up of like a random value. I don't even think to think of it actually. Just wait. It's always the same. Never mind. I don't think this might have functioned to the same degree. You can use it to you can do it for the clouds using a volumetric render target. Oh boy. Is it just scaling the UVs? Or like, oh, it's making... Wait a second. It's making the white more prevalent. This is kind of what I've been wanting to do actually. This looks kind of like a planet almost now. That's how I render my smoke. Don't do it. If multiply doesn't do it, you can subtract and clamp. Right. Let's give that a shot. A random value. Subtract. Clamp. Yeah, that didn't quite do it either. It might clamp automatically. 1. Of course, I need to think of a better... Somewhere, there should be a hint of black. No, there isn't any. Oh, invert it first. Then subtract. Oh, okay. Can I just inverse transform matrix? Yes? I sure. No. Invert. Um I do not know how to invert. Multiply by -1. Actually, that makes a lot more sense. Well, that did not work out. So how do I take the blacks? It can't be that, right? Surely? No, it's definitely not. You get the logic. Just a matter of what Unreal Engine wants from you. Exactly right. Yeah. I get the logic 100%. Um, and just looking at that gives me a very cool idea as well to work on. Mesh selection structure. No, maybe not. I thought I could take the texture and like multiply it to get what I wanted, but maybe not. But yeah, so far, I guess this is already pretty good progress. It's just, I have not figured out mountains yet. How would I add mountains? I would have thought it would be like high amplitude. Maybe not 10 times the amplitude, but like 2 times the amplitude. And quite low frequency. See, that's like, it's joining the land masses together, which is fine and all. But it's not actually doing what I wanted to do. Wait, that's pretty good. It's like much bigger water mass. Think of a bit shift to call the values. Subtract by a bit shift to call the value. Yeah, okay. And what about like in a road for islands? I mean, this is getting this is slowly getting better. But let's see, maybe increase the amplitude a bit more. That's a big continent. It's a little bit too big is the problem. No, that's just, I just made it 0. I'll stop spoiling the fun part. Yeah, it's gonna be like really interesting to figure that part out for sure. But for now, this is kind of, I guess, what I have in terms of better plan generation. It's already 2:30. Oh my goodness. Sorry, not 2:30. It's almost, so it's yeah, 2 hours 30 minutes. Wow. Like, this is not perfect, but it is getting there. And I do like that indeed. No, that's too much. I think for the first time today, I might hit an average viewer count of more than 3, which puts me on the path to affiliate. Very cool. Where did all my land go, bro? Yeah, that's still too much land. I forget how it encodes the color values. I couldn't tell you either. Okay, but this is more realistic for sure. See, there's like a big land, except for the random island in the middle. It's more realistic. I think in Blender they go from 0 to 1 for each channel. Oh, this is 0 to 255. 8 bits per channel, right? Or 25. If it's 8 bits, it would be 256, though, wouldn't it? No, it is 0 to 255 because it's inclusive. It's more like a rolling hill rather than an actual mountain. Okay, I want to find the largest landmass it has come up with. It has to be that, right? Sure. Wait, where did I... something changed. What changed? Nothing. It's just suddenly garbage now. Oh, I changed the location of the plant. Wait, no way. Does that actually affect the generation? That's pretty... That can't be right. No, it's just trash. I see. 4,000. You can multiply your multipliers too. Yeah, you're right. Why is it not rendering it correctly? It's just not rendering the mesh. Make sure the seed is static. Yeah, currently my seed is not static. It's getting a random integer. I should probably plug this in. And randomize planet should be a parameter. Why is it an input parameter to this function? It really should just be like an instance editable boolean. Wait, how do I make this into a toggle instead of like a check mark? I could have sworn there was something here. Refresh. And I can remove that. Update planet. No. Event graph. Uh, yeah, okay. That was never being used to begin with. How do I present this as like transient? Nah. You know what? It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm wasting my mind on this. Alrighty. Whoops. Randomize. Oh, it's chugging. Gotta go brave this Arctic hurricane. What a to walk my dog. What? That you've got a hurricane. That's well, I hope you stay safe. I'll catch you later. Yeah, thank you so much for joining chat. Like feel free to join my Discord, or even like if you don't want to, you can add me on Discord as well. And immediately leave. Like I would love to talk more, of course. And yeah, I'll see you around. Take care. I might be ending the stream here as well after I figure out what the hell just happened to my beloved planet. I think it just might be a rendering issue. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Where the hell is... Wait, my water layer is there. Okay. Yeah, it's probably just a rendering issue, but most likely the planet is still there. I would like to think it is. Yes, yes it is. It's just a rendering issue. Okay. Wait, what if I move it? Is it all going to come back magically? No. Okay, most likely it'll come back after I reload the level. But yeah, thank you everyone who joined the stream. Nice, I joined. See you later. Yeah, have a good afternoon. Yeah, have a good day, Salmon. Sorry, it's night for me. It's probably, since you're in America, based on your description, it's probably afternoon, evening time. But yeah, I'll see you around. Thank you so much for joining. And bye-bye.